Helen is a noodle restaurant owner in the heart of Lagos metropolis. She wants to have an edge over her competitors in the business, and so she decided to be giving free chilled drinks to her customers each time they buy noodles from her. You are to help Helen visually communicate this intent to her customer/prospect on social media by using graphics.
Welcome back again to lesson 2 of module 1, coming up with your very first design. So we'll go ahead, I'm in Canva now. I'll go ahead and create a design for a link. So for this particular one now, we'll start off with getting inspiration from a template, using a template at least for you to practice. And I also encourage that if you really want to do well in be able to use Canva or any graphic design software very well, you should be able to practice at length. You should be able to practice to a very large extent. So just go ahead, check a template. If you see a template you love, mimic it and try to come up with something like that or something even much more better than the template you've seen. So we'll go right away to my search box, Canva search box. So I want to create a kind of noodles promo. Oh yes, noodles restaurant promo for Ellen. So just type in any keyword, maybe noodles promo. Okay, so I'm searching my template, Canva template, not my project. So I'll just go ahead and hit enter. Let's see what Canva has for us. Okay, now like I said when we started that I'm using a Canva Pro account. So for yours, if you are not using a Canva Pro account, you might not have some of these templates here. So whichever template you are having, you are good to make use of any of them. Even if it's the paid template that you drive your inspiration from, at least you can see it, you can see the way it looks like, then you can now try and mimic the way it looks like. I'll just go ahead with this and create this. So I'll click on this and it's opening in a new tab. So let's swing into action with this. Okay, so I'll quickly run through the interface for our design interface now. Our design interface, that is this interface for design, not the home Canva home page interface that we looked at earlier. So for this interface, you still have the top bar. This you can use it to go back to the home. File, you can use it to view attributes for your file, rename your file. This is the name of the template. You can rename it to whatever name you want to give it, and then create new design. Show the print and blade, and margins for print related design. You can also decide to resize it. So if you want to resize this to a different size, you can go ahead and change that. So you can undo and redo. So the shortcut for that is Ctrl Z to undo, Ctrl Y to redo. And this is your saving status, that is showing you if your design has been saved or not. Okay, beside that, here as well you can rename your design. So I'll just click into this, delete all of this and put it as okay, I'm done with that. So for this is the number of people working on this file. Remember, you can collaborate on on Canva. So if you share this file so that several people will be able to work on this file at the same time, synchronously. So you see all of those people that are currently working on the file. Then this for insight, for you to get insight. Peradventure you share this particular file for people to view it. You know the number of people that have viewed it, number of people that have clicked on an action on it, or number of people that have had an engagement with it, maybe comment and the likes, or share it further. Then you have the option to share. This is where you share your file. That's where you eventually download it, or maybe integrate it, forward it to other platforms. Canva has the ability to collaborate, has collaborated with several other platforms. So if you are a digital marketer, this would be a great tool for you. Maybe creating campaigns on MailChimp, HubSpot, and the like. You can just come ahead here, create your design. Once you create your design, you go ahead to more. You see several other options in which you can integrate all of this with this MailChimp. If you still scroll down, you see HubSpot and other digital marketing platforms. You can share directly via WhatsApp and the likes. Okay, so you can explore all of those at your leisure time. Okay, beside that, by the side there, we have what we call the object panel. The object panel, which is here. So the object panel contains all your design ingredients. So aside from the object panel, we have attached to the object panel is what we call the sidebar. So for this sidebar, it is collapsible. That is, in instances whereby you want to have a full screen, that is a wider view of your design, you can just decide to collapse the sidebar. You can see the sidebar has been collapsed, but you still have the object panel still here. So anytime you click on any of the tabs, the object panel, it brings back the sidebar. Now let me also encourage this, especially for as many of you that will be working on the system, which of course I encourage that. Laptops, on your desktop and the likes. I encourage when working on it, if it's in a browser, if it's in your Canva app, of course you have a maximum view. If it's in a browser, also maximize your view. We don't want to be seeing all of this whatever. So at least let's maximize our view. For that I can just use F11. F11 will give you full screen mode. F11. You can see that at least it has saved me some space, and then I can decide to go to my zoom slider here. This is my zoom slider, and then zoom in further. At least to have a bigger view of it that way. Okay. So that's for that. So aside from the object panel and then the sidebar, towards the bottom here we have the more like the status bar or the footer like that, where you can add notes, where you can change your zoom percent and then use the zoom slider. Here you can view your pages in grid view, because you can add multiple pages to this particular design. Then you can also decide to present in full screen. So for this, we want to mimic this. So we have two options. It's either we go back to our tabs on our browser and create a different design using this particular attribute, or still use this design, but we will not be designing this. Yes, I want to encourage you even go ahead with using this at all, because we are building our skills and competence. So what I will do is that I will go ahead and add a new page. So I have the very first page containing the template, and then this other page containing a blank page. So for this blank page, I can go and view all pages in grid view. So I'll click on that. So you can see this is the first page. This is the blank page. I'll drag this blank page, drag it to the front, meaning that should be my first page. This should be the second page. Okay. So with that, I'll go back from this. Just go to close grid view, or just double click on this very first page. If I double click on this, it opens it up. I have the first page this way, so I can create my design on this now while using this template as a guide. So let's move on to creating the design. The first thing first is that I want to bring in a background. You can decide to go to your background tabs here, under your object panel. Have the background tab, bring in a gradient background. So for this, of course, we want it to look a little bit different from what they have here. They use something like, not really a gradient per se, but it's still having a gradient of black and white, but the gradient is not really precise, more like a radial gradient, but it can still be done with an image. So if you go to background, you can go ahead to background and search for background. This is whatever keyword. If it's an image you want for your background, if it's a gradient, just type in gradient. Once you type in gradient, these are some cool gradients of black and white and the like. But I would have preferred that rather than using a gradient of black and white, let's just use a kind of image. I would at least be able to give us a little bit of texture with it. So let me go to either photos or my element. You have the two. So if I go to element now, I can go ahead and search for, let's say, gradient. Gradient. Okay, so here we are with gradient, but I don't want to show all. I want to concentrate on photos that are having gradients. I can go to photos. Okay, so it's giving me some photos that are having gradients, but I want to filter this down. I don't just want gradients of any colors or mix of any colors. I want gradients related to black. So for my search bar here, and it's still in the element tab, I'll go over to this filter. I'll apply a filter. Okay, the color, you can choose black here. If the color you want is not part of it, just go to the plus, then select your color, then apply filters. So you can see with this now, it's now giving me all of those gradients that has touch of black in it. So I can scroll down and choose any of them that I want. Okay, I think I love this, and I think it's having a little bit of texture. So I'll go ahead, just click this. Before I click it, I'll ensure that I'm on page 1. That's where I want this particular one to be dropped. So I can just click on it so that it will drop it this way. So with it drop, I'll use the grid around it to scale it. So I'll just scale it this way. I also decide to drop it into background, but I prefer using this one so that I'll be able to drag it to whatever position I want it to be. This way kind of. So I can, if I'm okay with this background and I'm good, I'll just decide so I can select it. It has even automatically clicked it to the background as well. That way, so we are not seeing all of the excesses around it again. So if you want to see all of the excesses around it, just double click. You can see that it's now in the edit mode. So I can now decide to still drag it. So once I'm done with that, just double click anywhere outside your canvas. This part where we are working is called our canvas. Okay, so with that done, we've achieved the background. Let's move further and see what we can do. So let's start adding the text for all of this. Let's add text and bring in images to make use of. Wow. Go ahead and add a text to this. So for you to add text, you can just go to the text tab here. After going to the text tab, hit add text box, or just simply hit T on your keyboard. Hitting T will bring you a paragraph text, and you can type in whatever you want to type into this. So I'll go ahead and type okay, so let's say we don't want to use the same words that are being used here. Ellen has our own word that she has given us. So let's say something like special. Okay, I'll click inside the text, special promo, then exclamation mark, whatever I feel like. So I can click outside of it to select it. I'll hit T again. Let me scale this up, and I want to concentrate on this first page since I'm working on my what's it called, on text. I'll just zoom into this. Let me emphasis on this. So for the text, I'll just change the size to, let's say this is 19, let's say 24. Part 6 now, let's say 82. Okay, I'll move this upward. You can see that Canva is showing me guides. The horizontal straight guide is the one that is showing me that it's centralized horizontally. So the vertical straight guide is the one showing me that it's centralized horizontally, and then the box around it is showing me margin, the margin that Canva automatically creates for this. So I'll just go ahead with this, drop it this way. Special promo T for text. Let's say by caps lock, by hot. Okay, I'm done with that. If you are done with the text, you can click outside of it to deselect it, or just hit escape twice to deselect it. So those are some of the shortcuts that I would encourage you to know, because it makes your work faster in carrying out your work. So by odds, I'll make this to be, let's say 30. Now this is quite small. Let's say 52. 4. Okay, T, letter T. Okay, since I'm actually putting you through one or two things, so let's keep the learning going. So I wouldn't hit letter T again to create my text now, so I'll undo that, Ctrl Z. So for this now, I want to create the same text as this. I'll just select this. I can duplicate. After selecting this, hit Ctrl D, or you right click on it. If you right click on it, you see duplicate. You can see the shortcut Ctrl D, and you can also use Ctrl C, Ctrl V. But none of this is my favorite in duplicating. For me, most time when I want to duplicate, just hold down Alt key on your keyboard, then you drag this. You just hold down Alt and then drag. Hold down Shift with it, so that if you want to constrain it to the same line where the previous text is, so just hold down Alt and Shift on your keyboard while you drag down. Okay, so I'll just double click inside of this, or triple click to select everything, and then type in noodles, escape. About noodles, guess this, I'll have to increase this like okay, let's leave it that way. About noodles text, get drinks. Okay. So let's try and align this and be sure that it's aligned. When you select a text, at the top here, I didn't say this earlier, it's more like the attribute bar. That is, whatever you select here, to show the attribute of whatever object that is selected. So for the attribute bar here, we want to go to the more, and then we want to check the position. Okay, it's aligned to the center grid, center horizontally I mean. Then for this, I will go ahead and check the position. It's also aligned to the center grid. I'll select this, go ahead, check the position. It's aligned to the center, you can see. But if peradventure, let's assume this now, this way, of course, it's obvious it's not aligned to the center horizontally. So I can go over to this position. You see that it's not giving me option. It's giving me the option to align it to the center horizontally. So I'll just click on this. So I can go ahead and arrange this. Let's make this a little bit closer to this. Special promo, okay. For this, let me just move it down a little bit this way. Still aligned to the center. By nodal. So by nodal, let's just say I'll rotate it a little bit. I'm just doing all of this, most of these things, to just put you through some other things as well. So you might decide to do something entirely. Of course, you should do something entirely different from this. I don't want you to do a copy of whatever I'm doing here. So that I just want you to be creative about it. So I'll just take this a little bit this way. Okay. So that's rotating any type of object. So for this, I'll move it upward. You can hold down shift to constrain the movement. Okay. So for all of this, I think I'm pretty okay with this. If need be, we might need to scale up all of these text data, but let's proceed. So I want to give a color to this special promo. So let's just stick by the color they use here. It's more of black with orange as well, somewhere there. So I'll go ahead to this special promo and make this to be same color they use. So these are the document color, that is the colors that are present in this particular design. So if you use any color again, it will show you as part of the colors in this design. So if I choose this now as green, for instance, you can see that since in this document green is now part of my color, I'm seeing it as my document color. So I can go ahead and say and just choose this. So I'm okay with this. You can choose your color by going to add color, use this color range. And if you have a X code, I'll just put the X code here and make use of it. Okay, so get a shield drinks. Let me just leave all of this way.